A Christmas Story Christmas.
Insane. Yeah, Christmas Story Christmas. So this is, of course, the sequel to the heavily beloved A Christmas Story. So check it out. In this movie, you've got Ralphie, okay? He's much older now. He's much wiser. He's he's just trying to make it in this world as an author now, okay? He's got his own little family, and he's going around trying to get this book published, but no one's biting, okay? They all fucking hate it. They despise it. He's a massive fucking nerd. They're like, whatever, dude. Sci-fi, get out of here. You ain't no George Lucas. But then Christmas is coming up. It's right around the corner. And he gets a phone call from his dear old mom, and unfortunately, his pops died, okay? He passed away. And so now he's traveling out to South Carolina, wherever the fuck they live, to just have Christmas with them.
It was not South Carolina.
I don't know where it is, so just,
It was like Wisconsin or something.
He's going out there to keep her company. And while he's there, he's like, okay, well, I need to make this the best Christmas ever. Got to make sure that my mom just loves it. She absolutely adores it. And from there, hijinks ensue, okay? We have some nice little, parallels to the original Christmas Story. We get to meet a bunch of them characters again who just dearly missed for so long and see what they're at in their lives at this point. And yeah, we just kind of go around for a while, see these folks enjoy their nice little Christmas, and eventually Ralphie, he gets fucking arrested, guys. He gets arrested for breaking and entering into his friend's bar because he just needed to get the star for the Christmas tree. Otherwise, Christmas is ruined. And guess who he gets arrested by, boys? It was the very same bully from the very first movie. And it turns out the bully, he's not going to be throwing him in the slam or anything like that tonight. He's bringing him back home because, hey, you know what? That beating is just what he needed to get on the straight and narrow. And then they enjoy Christmas, and they sing some, really racially charged Chinese songs in the end.
Yay.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this is a very delightful little film.
I agree. I liked this one.
Jackson, how did you personally feel about it, though? I feel like you were much more down on this one than we were.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of fucking boring throughout most of it.
Why do you think that is, dude? You've seen the original Christmas Story, right?
Yeah, I'm not looking at it as a sequel. I'm just looking at it as a standalone film, and it was fucking boring.
What was so boring about it, man?
I don't know. I don't really like the fucking comedy that much. The story was super generic. It was a fucking Christmas story, and that's the point, but, it's still a generic fucking Christmas story. The emotional stuff didn't really work on me. I don't know.
Jackson wishes his father was dead.
Yeah, I think that, the emotional stuff hit pretty well for me, personally, Like, that first scene where he gets the news that his father passed away, I feel like that hit very hard for me.
I agree.
I feel like that show was generally pretty well done. The comedy, it was fine for the most part. I think the only part of the comedy that I wasn't super into was when they were got all the fucking drunkies in town and just had them doing sleigh rides and shit like that. I was like, okay, this is kind of whatever at this point.
Goofy.
Yeah, this is getting to some more Adam Sandler sort of territory that I'm not as fond of. Everything outside of that was fairly just kind of wholesome Christmas comedy, I guess.
Yes, especially the part where he fucking nails his daughter in the eye, blinds her.
That shit was fucking fire. I loved that.
Yeah.
Now, Hunter, you've seen the original Christmas Story, right?
This is correct, I have.
And did you enjoy that one very much? You want to review that film as well here?
I haven't seen that one in a while, but from what I remember, it's a little nice little ditty. Nothing too crazy, but it's an entertaining Christmas movie.
All right, Hunter. Now, just imagine if they took that film. They just aged the characters up by 40 years or whatever. They killed off half of them.
Good.
And then they just had them really let loose and just no holds barred anymore, okay? It's absolute chaos from start to finish. How does that sound to you?
Wow, that sounds like a pretty decently ranked movie to me then.
Unfortunately it's not, because this movie does still have its fair share of issues. Like Jackson said, it is pretty generic for the most part, but I don't know. At the same time, I feel like for just a Christmas film, I don't think they need to do anything super crazy, generally speaking. As Tanner talked about last week, it does still have those darker notes to make it a bit more of a somber film in places. I don't think it's as much of an outright, comedy as the first one was. Which, looking back, I don't even know just how much of a comedy the first one was either. But they definitely, they cut back on a lot of the daydreaming and stuff like that. They don't have quite as much of it in this film. But at the same time, they still do have a little bit of it. So there's still the same old Ralphie. He's still a dreamer. He still wants to make something of himself in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was impressed I thought they struck a really good balance between, how how many references they put to the old movie and like actually having some restraint. Like they didn't have the leg lamp in there.
Yeah.
It would have been so easy for them to do that, and they didn't. And I was kind of impressed that they had that restraint.
Yeah. To be fair, I believe that the leg lamp does get destroyed in the first film, so...
Well, I didn't remember that.
Okay.
They found a way.
Yeah, I mean, if this was in the hands of a much more hack director, he would have been like, yeah, they glued it back together.
His dad bought a new one.
Yeah, they would have done the Kylo Ren helmet treatment to it.
He was so infatuated, it became the object of his obsession for years. He hunted another one down. It tore the family apart. Yeah, I don't know. Tanner, do you have any more thoughts on this film at all?
No, really, I agree with everything he said. It's got great Christmas vibes. It's a very funny and endearing film. I haven't seen the old one in a long time, but there's a decent chance I actually prefer this one to it.
Yeah, I definitely think this one stands up there among that one. I personally don't think it's quite as good. I feel like, there's still a lot of nostalgia speaking there, so I might just need to... go back and look at a fresh set of eyes. But I don't know. I feel like there are a lot more iconic moments in the original one than there are here. But at the same time, I do still think this is a pretty delightful little shanty. So as for our ratings, though, Dylan gave this movie a B+. Jackson, how about you? What are you thinking?
B-.
Jesus. I'm going to give this one a... Actually, I'm probably going to give it a B+ along with Dylan. How about you, Tanner?
I gave this one an A+.
Holy smokes.
I really liked Christmas.
I liked Christmas as well.
It's a B+.
Whoa, another B+.